Um, what is your opinion about the movement afoot for a smoke-free mesquite? Are you willing to support a market study to determine if moving in that direction would improve the marketability of the city?
You know, I don't smoke, never have. People have that right. That's their choice to do that. I've attended some of the functions with the Lung Association. I think it's a good cause. I know there was votes in Nevada that supported that fairly overwhelmingly. You know, if the citizens want to put that forward in Mesquite and similar to the changing of when we vote, I think the citizens have that right to do that. As far as spending, you know, budgeted money of the taxpayers to go forward with a study like that, I'm not sure that that's maybe the best for that kind of dollar. If private enterprises want to do that, I think they have that right.
Okay.
You know, I'll support whatever the citizens want to go forward with. And I told those that are supporting that, because I was asked that question, and I support the concept. I do have a little bit of a concern when, you know, you walk into a business when a guy's put down millions of dollars and it's his heart and soul and blood, sweat, and equity in that thing, and he's told that there's certain things that he cannot do inside there. You know, people have a right to decide whether they want to go in and you know, patronize that place and to dinner, wherever it is, or whatever the business is. And I think, you know, they can determine whether if it's a smoking place or a smoke-free place, whether they want to enter in and support that business or not. So, you know, it's a little bit mixed there, but you know, I think if the citizens want to push that forward, you know, that they have that right to do that. Like I say, there was a vote some time ago in the state. It was pretty, smoke-free was supported across the state.
Okay, so you're pretty much of the mind that it should be up to the voters to decide and not necessarily a city council decision.
Right. I'm not willing to just put something on the agenda that the 5 of us vote on and make that binding across the board for the city of Mesquite. I'm not prepared to do that. And like I say, if the citizens want to come forth and do some kind of initiative that way, and it's determined that that's what's best for Mesquite by the voters, then we'll take a look at it.
Okay. What ideas do you have to improve the marketability of the city? I mean, the businesses are having a tough time, but, you know, we just came out of probably one of the most austere summers that we've had, although some of our tourism numbers were slightly higher. But, you know, there is a lot of pleading, if you will, from the local businesses to do something about the economic situation in Mesquite. So what are your thoughts? What are your ideas, your suggestions on how to improve that? You're a private businessman yourself, and you've been here your entire life. You've seen every summer that there is in Mesquite.
And I'm afraid that we might see a couple more, and that's just the cycle. It's up and down. I wish I had the answer to that question. I see some of the businesses that have been here a long time struggling. And that's why when we go back to this covered facility with the tent situation, we need to make sure we do the right thing. And I caution that when we rush into things without really analyzing what kind of impact it's going to have for the businesses across the board, and I think that's one of the concerns that we need to be aware of, is we need to do something that's going to benefit all business, not just a certain industry or a select few. It needs to be something that's going to be beneficial across the board, because if they all do well, then there's more revenue that comes in the city. I think we continually need to watch the kind of structures as far as fees and stuff that those businesses have to pay, that we don't continue to raise that. One of the things that I have looked at, not in depth, and I want to spend a little more time, is right now everybody in Mesquite pays a 3% fee on whether you run a business, whether you're a resident, on your power bill. Now, if that money were to go back in the pockets of the individuals, you know, $5-6 a month across the board, that's a substantial amount of money. And some of these businesses that their power bill is high, you know, they could go back and you know, keep that to do with improvements or whatever they need.
Well, if I remember right, that's the right-of-way fee that was imposed by the Overton Power District. Is that correct?
Well, it was actually, it was imposed by the city of Mesquite.
Okay.
It was going to be on the Virgin Valley Water District and the Overton Power District.
I remember you fought that 3% fee when you were sitting on the Virgin Valley Water District Board of Directors.
We did, and it was a battle, and you know, at least we were successful. The mayor at the time, not the mayor at the time, our current mayor, and he was involved there as a citizen, and we spent a lot of time. We convinced our board that it wasn't the right thing to do. At least I felt it wasn't the right thing to do, and I still feel that way. And that's one of the options that I would like to explore. Is I know that there is quite a bit of revenue that comes to the city from that, but you know, if that stayed in the pockets of the residents and the business owners, you know, how's that going to affect the overall budget of the city and that? But more importantly, it stays in the hands of business owners and private sector people, and they spend that money how they want.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer in that scenario. I think that they ought to be able to spend the money in the way they deem best, not government at any level. Back to the basic question, I'm not sure. I don't have the answer today. I know that there's a lot of things that we've looked at. I will reiterate that I have concern when we're rushed into situations that we got to do this because it's the last thing that's going to happen, and it's going to bring all this revenue and business to the city of Mesquite. I've been around a few days, and I've seen and heard a lot of those things that have come to Mesquite.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, there's some of them that we bought into, and it didn't pan out. And I just want to make sure that we sift through the right situations and do what's best for the overall good. The other scenario too is, you know, with the RDA funds, and we're going to discuss that, you know, we're paying some, you know, interest rates that are, you know, they're fair, but, you know, interest can start eating you up, and if things don't continue to turn, we have to pay that back. You know, we need to analyze all our obligations. Sometimes it's better to eliminate some of the debt that we have, and then we don't have that noose around our neck, and maybe that's an option we need to explore too. I want to look at all the different scenarios out there, and hopefully that we will as a council and citizens. And citizen input is critical. We need to hear that. That's how we make good decisions for the overall good of the city of Mesquite. And I petition all of you to call me, to come by, come to council meetings, give us your input. I promise you'll be heard. Okay.
All right, Craig. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your time today with the Mesquite Citizen Journal. And good luck for the next 5.5 years that you're going to be sitting on the dais. So thank you very much.
And thank you.